And so Dindin, of course, very happy to be on his Jax. We'll be locking that one in, but not exactly the easiest matchup, especially into Zeus' Gnar. Of course, the champion that he debuted on. He's played extraordinarily well his entire career. This is going to be a roughie, I could imagine, unless Dindin manages to get the upper hand.
Well, I think a big thing is the backup from the Sejuani. You know, if you can jump on top of the mini Gnar and quickly stack up the passive, you can definitely punish in that 2v2. But, you know, I feel like NONGSHIM have some decent engage options, but their composition really needs to close the distance. If you end up having every setup, so
yeah,
definitely important that they find angles in team fights to get on top of this backline. And also, goes without saying that an early lead would do a lot of favors.
If this composition does play extraordinarily fast and loose and finds these engages, though, they do have a whole lot of tools in playing forward, right?
Yep.
Going after things like a Nautilus or a Sejuani, both of them with non-committal engage options, and then the follow-up with the Jax, and then Zeri to clean everything up. I think that there is a possibility, compositionally, for them to take this, whereas T1, they have, I mean, just so much longevity and range, and if they can keep NONGSHIM at arm's length, then they're just going to all die. It's going to be really, really rough. Let's jump into the Rift here for game number 1.
소환사의 협곡에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
All right. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, onto the Rift for the very first game of this week and the final matches of round 1. We will really have an idea as to where all of our teams stand. Currently, T1 7-1 versus NONGSHIM at 2-6. So you don't need to be a genius to work out who the favorites are for this particular match.
It's T1, isn't it?
I think it is T1, yeah. Well done, Orc. Wow, he's getting better.
Took me a moment, but I got there in the end.
Sylvie going to get hit by the first ability. Faker really getting his eye in to start this one off, as Carrier going to get pushed out of his jungle just a little bit here. He's going to smack the ward a little.
We are seeing the double Doran start for T1's bot lane, and the even more broken thing is that Ornn can just build the supply item.
Oh, true. Just wanders back a little bit and makes a book.
Yep.
Pretty cool. Zeri. As Faker is just killing Colmy, gets his flash. Yeah, just QQs. As he's going to get flung back towards Colmy here, as now Ona finding Peter. Nice little hook there as the permafrost is available. Sylvie going to flash on over as Ona has to flash his way out. They do invest the control ward here, but taking control of this bot side river, as Keria and Gumayusi are going to be pushing up into Jiwoo, who looks just fine underneath his turret right now. Nice play so far here for NONGSHIM. As Sylvie's coming down, Gumayusi could be in trouble. He tries to slink into the mist, but Sylvie's coming down. Let's see whether they can actually get on top of him. They dodge the snare, and Jiwoo, he's in range. Piercing Darkness comes down. That's the safeguard. Gumayushi's still alive. Owner as well. He's going to get hooked, and first blood goes to the Zeri. Bit of a disaster to start this one off towards the bottom side for T1, but Gumayusi does stay alive.
The bot lane,
oh dear.
Some more.
If they can find Gumayusi here, he could just be dead. Hexsplash is going to come forward. Peter just looking to try and start this one off with an auto attack as Guma going to get lit on fire, and Jiwoo just dashing around. That's the kill, and 2 of them onto this bottom lane, and now Colmy's going to turn up, but the Ornn's able to get a kill back onto Peter. Threaded volley just not quite in the right position as NONGSHIM will start up the Drake as well.
And honestly, you know, if Colmy hadn't come in, I feel like maybe Carrier could have turned that one around.
And we're going to see in live, Sylvie's dead.
Well,
territory. Thankfully, we do have Wolf standing alongside. He can let us know whether this is in fact certification. As Owner is going to turn up, Dindin could be in trouble here. He is going to manage to flash, but it's not really going to work out. As a Hyper Proc going to be enough to do it there. As Zeus, he had Mega Gnar prepared as well. So that is a nice little kill towards that top side to give this Gnar as much to top laners head towards their first items. As Weaver's Wall comes in. All right, here's Peter, here's Jiwoo, and they decide they want to get some money from Faker. Peter might die, and he will. So Faker able to trade 1-for-1 here underneath his turret when all of the goons turned up.
Yeah, and it is the Zeri who gets the kill, so definitely who NONGSHIM want to be picking it up, but the amount of damage that Faker didn't return there, just kind of absurd. I like the set play from NONGSHIM.
Oh, Dindin was thinking about leap striking onto Zeus.
Rift now is infernal.
That's true.
The Cinders
the Cinders are very... And also that gives you a bit of a taste of Cloud Soul as well, which I'm okay with. His movement speed is just the greatest.
I genuinely think they could have... Oh, well, it's Ocean. But I genuinely think they could have just given the Cinders nothing. There's no stats on them. And there's just a little speed boost. And I guarantee people still would have collected them. They would still zoom around the map, pick them up.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, struggling, especially 5 Void Grubs secured by T1. Definitely make it easier to take it down. But there is a 40 CS lead in the top lane.
That is pretty ridiculous. The Seismic Shove going to pull back Owner. Not going to be able to safeguard around here as there are rocks everywhere. Gumi should be able to come over and heal him back up again. And so Dundun just going to leave his turret for dead. This is, of course, the Dundun comfort zone. Getting crushed in lane as Jax.
Yep, and this is also the Zeus comfort zone, crushing your lane.
As Nah.
Yeah.
Going to be able to mitigate some of that advantage as Rift Herald going to be considered now. I don't think there's going to be too much of a contest here on the side of T1. Just going to let this one go over. A lot of vision control here for NONGSHIM. As they are aware of it. As you can see, there is a ward in the pit. T1 just not interested, yeah.
Even after the buffs to the driving capability, which is something, you know, I feel like
maybe Owner just like he's like
Harrier could have appreciated.
Absolutely. Although I did like his around the world that he went for. As all right, Owner going to get the mini stun into the wall here onto Colmy, who flashes immediately. Good seismic shove, and Owner is just taken down. Colmy outplays it beautifully. And now Faker, he's going to have to run as fast as he can, but the Weaver's Wall is going to come through, gets the flash, and Colmy has just ticked to online mode.
Absolutely on fire, completely outplays Owner there, and then even gets the flash from Faker as well. Might be looking for more.
Yeah, and this is the bloodthirsty Peter. He turns around.
Definitely sets up for a potential play here.
And it is Ocean Soul, so it's not the most fun as far as souls are concerned. Nice little snare, but good buffer. As Peter avoids some of Faker's damage, but T1 will gain some control of the river here as there's the Weaver's Wall. Peter misses the hook, but it's still so much damage as everyone is just running over the rocks. But this fight is so broken up. The Nah able to grab one kill. Good fear from Faker as well as he tries to keep himself alive, but the flash from Dundun is going to be there. But it's Owner that's taking matters into his own hands. Jiwoo gonna get Q'd to the face, and it's a triple kill for this man's Lee Sin. And Zeus is looking to hunt down his lane nemesis. Not going to be able to find the house there, but T1, they will find the dragon.
And it feels like the engage from NONGSHIM, the concept was pretty cool, trying to cut them off with the wall, but the execution wasn't quite there, and T1 refocused first, and Zeus just kind of came in. He is
dear. That's not really what you want to see. 50 CS in the lead, and now 2-0-2. As Faker's just going to get thrown around like a ragdoll. Not very fair. Grasp with more going to come on through, but it's not going to do anything, and so we'll be able to do that. As we're fighting again. All right, Carrier going to get permafrosted. Immediately does cleanse that one off. And now we're driving the Herald. And Peter puts it straight into the turret. Nicely done. Gets a little bit of value. Oh, goodness. That is not the dredge line that he was looking for. Still, the rest of his team is going to be there. Really good interrupt, so he doesn't get resonating struck. And Zeus now looking to try and move his way in here. Dawning Shadow locks down Dundun. And now Zeus, he's got the Mega Nah up and available. Won't even need it to help lock down the kill onto Sylvie. And why do I feel like this game might be over, Ox?
Yeah, because they're going towards Baron, and there's no jungle on the side of NONGSHIM, so I think there's a good chance it probably is there. NONGSHIM trying to fish for something, trying to find an angle, just not able to get enough, and then they end up overstepping. Zeus walking in just ends up being such a massive problem there. Colmy's trying to give it a go, but I don't think you have any hope here.
I don't think it's happening unless there is a little bit of a blunder. And you can see NONGSHIM, they're just going to try and get what they can. But look at this turret, it's so incredibly healthy over the wall. We'll know exactly what's going on. Over the base. Okay, Dundun has found a lot of friends that aren't very friendly. Oh, Colmy! What a heroic play! Oh, no. Cue the Celine Dion!
It honestly looked like Colmy just came flying out of the terrain.
I got it!
Camera angle, yeah, just appeared out of nowhere to immediately die.
Yeah.
You know, a good start for this game from Colmy. That play maybe not the one they were looking for.
That's the first time I've seen something to rival that Alistair play, though. Just walking in front of the ace in the hole, you know, the original hero of bottom lane. Colmy doing it in the same lane, just a little bit further up. As Baron Buff's still in tow here, T1 will be able to take their first inhibitor. Might be able to find more as they push Jiwoo into the waiting arms of T1. And that's Owner that locks him down once again. Both deaths at the hands of the Lee Sin. But that one was pretty hand-delivered there by Zeus. And I don't think T1 are stopping. I think they're looking to try and finish this one off as once again Peter's going to find an unfortunate hook, but Owner is going to get into that backline. Great knock-up from Carrier as well as Dindin trying to get on top of Gumayusi. And there is the Permafrost to try and help this one out. And T1 will get somewhat routed here, losing Gumayusi and Owner as they go a little bit overly aggressive. So T1 going to back off for the moment. I could hear that my heart will go on.
Yeah,
the entire time.
A bit of a fail flash, but now we have a flank. They're just killing Faker. That's the game plan.
I think that is. And they may succeed. Permafrost not quite in range here as Sylvie is going to get slowed down momentarily. Dundon is probably going to die as Zeus is capable of ignoring everyone on the team, I guess. Maybe not Jiwoo, who does do a fair bit of work. And he's going to get flung around like a bit of a ragdoll, and there we go. So they lock down the Gnar. The Faker lives, I guess, this time around.
He's had this game.
Yeah, and this season as well, I think.
I think that's safe to say.
Getting a few upgrades starting to come out here. Does need to get one more level to give them to his friends.
It's also, it's a bit of an annoying situation with the Anathemas.
I don't blame him. He needs all the help
That
he
is a true sign that lane has gone...
All right. This could also be a little bit of a worry. Is Gumayusi going to get pulled back right into the open arms of Peter's anchor? Does an anchor have arms? I guess, sort of. There's two things coming off the sides at the bottom. I guess it makes sense. Oh, Owner's on a ward here as well. As the hook is going to connect there from Peter this time around. They're trying to burst him down, but there's a lot of damage coming through. Oh my god. Okay, tries to take the Sonic Wave Resonating Strike, and there is a burst fire in his face. Oh my god, Faker's damage is absurd.
Yeah, he's kind of hit that point where he's a problem. Speaking of problems...
That's through Anathemas.
Ooh. Oh, that's a Baron.
The Infinity
Baron on
Force.
Vision.
Well, that's one way to do it. Dindon is also on Vision, trying to take down this outer turret on the bottom side of the map. It looks like NONGSHIM are opting in for an attempted play on this as the Weaver's Wall does come down. That is Owner locking down the Baron, but can they find the team fight is the question. Oh no, Dindon dives over and delivers a bit of the ultimate to Peter, and Dindon's very much dead. Oh, Dawning Shadow, that's going to lock it down, but actually Faker had the kill in his back pocket anyway. Zeus going to be held at bay for the minute, but they got themselves the Baron. They also got themselves a kill. And now T1 are going to look to re-destroy this mid lane inhibitor.
And honestly, I think Sylvie kind of misplayed a bit there. Had an opportunity to get into the pit and didn't take it, was waiting, and as a result got kicked away from by Owner. So I think there was a chance to at least open up the possibility for steal, but it's still hard. It's hard to do against a Lee Sin. Hard to make decisions going to the pit when you know T1 are very patient. Setting up Baron health, and very close one there.
And this is, like, the sieging power of Ahway is just, it's just really not fair. It's okay, ulti comes down onto Peter, who tries to get himself to relative safe. It's not safe. There's nothing safe about it.
Wow.
If you're within a screen of this way, you are dead.
A screen? I think perhaps
sorry, two screens?
Maybe
two screens. If you're on the Rift and Faker's way is here, then you're dead.
Get back in the fountain if you want to live.
Yeah, and even then, I don't know. I don't know whether you'll be safe. As Dindon looking to try and get Zeus out of here, but that's what he's been trying to do all game, and it hasn't really been working out. They are starting a little bit of a battle. Nice grasping more there from Faker to pull them together, and these health bars are just evaporating. There goes Sylvie. That's going to be their first one. Crypt Bloom going off as the Seismic Shove goes completely wide. And Zeus trying to charge up the Gnar bar. He does manage to get it. There's the Gnar at the same time. And in the meantime, the Nexus just explodes. T1, they'll take game number 1. And it looked like NONGSHIM had some of the plays, but the money was just always in the T1 back pocket.